Welcome to the podcast. Title Talk with Corey. Now streaming. Stand by.
In T-minus 60 seconds.
All right, here we go. Today's Monday, November 20th. And this is Title Talk with Corey, the new podcast. Doing real estate, lending, escrow, I don't know. Jump on with us live. We're here every Monday, 11 a.m. Got a special guest in the studio today. This is Roger Ruiz, professional boxing manager, dawn of AI marketing. We're going to talk in a minute. Stand by. What's up, Roger?
Hey, Corey.
Five, four, three, two, one, fire.
Roger Ruiz. What's up, my brother?
How you doing,
How you
Corey?
doing? I'm good, man.
It's
I'm
good to
good.
see you. Good to see you. Looking good. Looking
Likewise.
fit.
Hey, I'm working out, man. I'm about to do my workout right now.
Nice.
What's
nice.
going on, man? So I first of all want to thank you, man, for jumping on. And we, tried to get you on the podcast, a few weeks ago. And I know you're just crazy busy, man. So I really appreciate you jumping on with us this morning.
Thank you for having me. I know we've been talking about this for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm excited to come on with you. You've got a great show here,
I
and
appreciate
looking
it.
forward to just seeing how far you go with it and what we do with it. It's awesome.
Yeah. We're just, just trying to grow, man, just trying to grow. And then, in this real estate business, we're in a challenging market right now. And so, I want to be out there to have presence out there every week, check in with clients, and get this. But also, that's why I'm having you on. It's, it's not just about title and real estate. Everybody has to live somewhere, right? So,
Right.
I have different topics, athletes and, musicians and stuff. So thank you, man, for joining us today, man. I appreciate it. What's happening in the world of boxing? What's going on lately?
Well, you know me. I'm always in something in boxing. It's definitely changing in the sense of a lot more influencer base, a lot more focus on the marketability of fighters, the influence, the social media of fighters. So it's something that it's right up our alley. I mean, as you know, we started. I want to say we started a trend that just took over boxing, which was with Ryan Garcia originally turning
Right.
in a young up and coming fighter into an influencer
Yeah.
before he really got going into the world of boxing and
Right.
accomplishing some of the great things that I know he's going to do.
Yeah. I noticed that. Well, that's different because I actually used to be in amateur boxing. And I was an amateur boxer,
Nice. Yeah.
long ago. And back then it was like I used to get like a letter from ABF, like a little newsletter that came out every month. And that's how I discovered like all the fighters like De La Hoya and all that because they were in that newsletter. Today, there's so much online, in YouTube, there's, Instagram, everything out there right now. And so I'm definitely seeing that shift, in the way the boxing business has grown, and I, to see you, work with Ryan Garcia. There's a lot on that you're doing as a manager now that managers didn't used to do back in the day. And that's,
Correct.
branding, right?
Yeah. And I think a lot of it came from the world of real estate. As you know, you and I met. I was a loan officer, so I used to do
Right.
loans, and that's how we met. Right? What was
Right.
that? It's been at least 15 years, something like that.
I was trying to think, and it's been at least 15 to 20 years
Yeah.
that we met. And I remember back when, like, the first thing that when I met you, you were showing me these big old fucking blueprints. It was a project that you were working on.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, man, this guy's a go-getter, man. He's got vision, and then to see you to see you transform out of that business. Nobody, most people don't have the courage to do that, to get out of a business and, start something completely new and go into the boxing game. Right.
Yeah.
And, I knew a little bit about boxing, just from my history. And I thought you were a little bit crazy myself. I'll be honest.
So did I. The reality of it is, it was a challenge at the time. We were doing a lot of investments and a lot of flips, and we got offered a position to do that show, Flip or Flop. So it was kind of almost like a challenge for me to go from, okay, I'm doing real estate, then I've got into some of the investment side of it. And then we were highlighted somehow on I think it was a website, and from there I was put into contact with the production company that was doing the reality show, and they said, you got to spice it up a little bit more, Roger. You've got to do more. The people you're competing with for the show, one of them is a cancer survivor. The other one is a female former military who she retired from the military, and she's got a great backstory. So we want to know a little bit about your backstory. So that's when I started going into, I did amateur boxing back in the day. I say, is that something you guys wanted to get into? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, cool.
And that's basically where my journey in boxing began.
Oh, I was wondering,
Yeah. So from there, essentially, I went into the world of boxing just as a sponsor. I was sponsoring some of these young kids. And then eventually one of them asked me to help him with a contract that he had. So from there, that's when I became a little bit more involved as a manager.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so
that's an awesome story, man. It's really an awesome, it's inspiring because, we went from, seeing you in the office, real estate, doing loans. And then, you told me that you were doing, going into the boxing business. And, again, I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of a big, a big leap, and but I was a boxer too, and I was like, I gave you the, I just had so much admiration for what you were doing. And then I saw you like you were on TV with with Ryan Garcia, and then I saw you like having dinner or something with like the Saudis or something, and it was like, what the heck, man, this guy's like, you're really blowing up out there in the game. You're on TV all the time. And now you're partnering up with Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy.
So there's I've got fighters. Whenever I have a fighter that has potential, as a manager, your job is to try to look out for their best interests. And that being said, which promotion company is the best promotion company for them? So I have a young fighter right now. His name's Danny Luna. He's got great potential. So he's here, he's local, and very similar story to Ryan Garcia because of the fact that they actually trained together. His dad used to train Ryan Garcia. So there was a lot of similarities. So I thought naturally I would take him back to Oscar, and which we did. So yeah, but again, it's just whatever is in the best interest for the fighter. That's what your job as a manager is. And so that transition from doing, traditional real estate loans and being in the real estate game, I think I brought a different perspective because, as you guys know, in the real estate world, marketing is everything, and getting out there and that exposure for these agents, keeping their names fresh in their clients' minds was something that I thought, well, I can bring this to the world of boxing and really market my fighters in a way where at the time I had told Ryan, I said, I'm going to make you a superstar outside of the ring before you do anything in the ring.
Really?
So I was very aggressive on social media to the point where nobody believed me. I would, if you guys don't understand that social media is going to be the future of media, then I'm talking to the wrong guy, Yeah. Right. So we would have these back and forths with the different promoters that I was working with at the time.
Yeah.
But in particular for Ryan, we really went aggressive with him and created just on Instagram, on Twitter at the time, Facebook, and we just created a bunch of different accounts. We went aggressive on growing his brand. So ultimately, obviously, you see him now, and he's huge.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was amazing because you guys had like major companies throwing stuff at you guys. I could see all the time, Swiss watch companies and just all kinds of different branding. Yeah,
Yeah,
and also you were doing a deal with Adidas too, or something.
there was a time. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the beginning, I want to say the buildup and the startup, it's always the toughest part because
yeah.
you almost, my wife uses the analogy of like you're a duck floating on water, but underneath your feet are like going 100 miles an hour,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
So
that's a
it
good comparison.
looks easy, but it's a lot of work.
Mm,
Yeah. And
no,
I was lucky to get a fighter like Ryan that was extremely marketable. So we
right.
were able to get deals like with Abercrombie and Finch, which was a global deal. We were
Yeah,
able to use some photo shoots that we were on the
and
cover with Vogue magazine, you know.
and this is
So
all prior to him having any kind of
correct.
title.
Yeah.
Nuts, man.
He
Honestly, I
still
was like, That's crazy, man."
yeah. And all of it was all
Yeah.
based off of social media. At the time there was a brand new company coming out called The Zone. And
Right.
I understood that streaming was live. I had developed the first live streaming boxing app, which was called BoxSets. But
Mhm.
anything like that, you require major capital, and so it took a back seat once I really started pushing on Ryan. And like I said, I made it look easy, but we were marketing him all over the world, globally on social media.
Right.
So when he would trend, his numbers would just go through the roof. We started off at his first video that went viral was at my gym. He was, I think, at like 17,000 followers. And that video took us to 100,000 followers. And then we
Wow.
went to 300,000 followers. And then I said, wait a minute, we have something here.
Yeah.
Let's sit down and really script videos that look unscripted, and they look like it's just a live video that we're just taking randomly, but they were all scripted. And
Yeah.
that's how we were able to go to 100,000, 300,000, a million, 3 million. And
Yeah.
once you're at 3 million, you're just off to the races at that
That's
point.
just gone from there.
Correct.
Man, that's nuts, man. I mean, there's a real science behind this how a video goes viral, right? And it's just, you know,
Yeah, at the
you see
time,
it's
Instagram was really new, so their algorithm was pretty
yeah,
simple to kind of figure out.
right.
So now it's a
Wow.
little bit, it's adjusted a lot, but that's where now we're integrating AI to help us keep up with, how to trend a video, and AI is going to be a game changer.
Wow. That's crazy, man. We're starting to see like stuff, come out. I mean, we're like Chat GPT and all that stuff, and that just barely, is jumping out there, getting out there, and it's crazy, man. I'm not sure whether it's good or it's bad. What are your thoughts on all that? As far as I mean, I know that's kind of there's like no change, there's no going back from here, right? It's what it's gonna be, right?
Yeah. I mean, you even have government coming in and trying to put regulation on it,
Yeah,
because it can be, I don't know all the specifics of it, but it can be dangerous if you have a technology that continues to grow, has
right,
access to the internet, and completely uh, changes from what the original concept can be to what you will allow it to grow to. And it's just constantly learning, and it learns off of, you know, um, some of the corrections that you allow it or you make for it or you tell it or program it to do. And so AI is something that is going to be a game changer, not only just for the world of marketing, but for the world of business and so on.
right.
There's just so much possibilities with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nuts,
but
man, nuts.
we went from a simple program algorithm on Instagram that, as long as people were talking about it or hashtagging on it, it would pick up the algorithm would pick up that popular hashtag and then just move it up to the queue and say, hey, people are talking about this.
Yeah,
But eventually people figured out that there's ways to manipulate that. And so the program changed.
uh,
So yeah, that's what
it
we're developing
made it
right now.
hard, right?
Yeah. So right now we're developing a new program, and it's actually coded out. It's actual off of a code called Python, which it changes and it moves, and it
Yeah,
uses AI to in a sense, trick the algorithm and saying, hey, a lot of people all over the world or all over the country are talking about this particular subject. So it
Yeah.
gets kicked up to the queue and it gets exposed to more people. Because ultimately, TikTok and any other TikTok, Instagram, any other companies out there, the goal is to get as big as possible because then their reach is bigger. So the changes that are happening right now, which used to be, I want 100,000 followers, I want to have a bunch of people liking my pictures. Well, that
Yeah.
those things are gone. So now it's all data driven. I want to know who's watching it, what data is out there that I can grab and I can use to better market my brand. But at
Right.
the same time, what is the conversion rate on that
r-
data?
Right.
So this is the new stuff that we're working on right now.
I
So
mean,
what
that's
is
how
it?
you're gonna turn that into, making dollars and cents, right?
Yeah, so we created a new company now, officially Legends Media, and it's basically to get better analytics and what the conversion rate for like yourself. You want to
Yeah.
market yourself, you want to brand yourself,
Yep.
and if you say I'm going to spend $100 to market my brand, and instead of saying I want to get 100 likes or 100 new followers, well, I want to know what does that $100 get me back as an investment. So what is the conversion on that? So does it go from a click on my Instagram to a click to my website to a click to a purchase
Mm.
on whatever product I'm selling, or does it equate to a appointment for you as a title rep to a
Yeah.
realtor? You know,
That's what
so
I need.
yeah. So that's all data. It's all data
Yeah.
driven, curated marketing, and that's
Right.
what we're doing.
So now,
So,
you're in boxing. You're doing this for boxers now, right? I
well,
mean, that's
this
kind
is
of
this is officially. Just think of it this way. I think we did a good job to create a process to market one fighter. Correct?
yeah.
Is Ryan Garcia. He went from
Oh yeah.
13,000.
Perfect example.
I think he's at 10 million right now.
I mean, you're behind all that. You and
Well,
your company. I mean,
I give Ryan a lot of credit for the fact that number one,
he
he's
was a
very
natural, right?
Yeah, very marketable. He's a natural. He's very charismatic,
Yeah.
and he was very active on social media. So it takes a process and a team to
Right.
really do something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
So what you were saying before, which was, I thought I was crazy going from real estate investing to
Well, I
jump
was crazy, and
boxing.
then
Yeah, but just understand this: when
yeah,
you're in an environment that is so fresh that does not use technology, and you're the first one out there doing something, it can be a game changer, you know?
yeah,
So, like we would say, we're going to change the world by what we're doing and blowing up one fighter on social media that had never happened before.
with no title.
Nothing. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and then we went into expanding that and going after other guys that we thought were marketable.
Yeah.
So some of the first fights that we were going to put together, like with the Logan Paul, Jake Paul. At the
Yeah.
time, we were talking to their manager. His name was Nikisa.
Yeah.
So I
Those are
thought, yeah.
go
So
ahead.
I thought 500,000 to pay your YouTubers, dude. You're crazy. That would never happen.
Yeah.
And now you can't touch him for $20 million.
Jeez. Seriously?
Yeah, and that's all because those guys are really good at marketing themselves. So
Yeah.
they used social
Yeah.
media to create something that had not been done before, which was a a pool of followers
Yeah.
that turned them into now subscribers. And if you think about it, you subscribe to DAZN for $20 a month, and let's
Yeah.
just say they have 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
That's 20 million a month.
Yeah.
You know,
Jeez.
yeah. So
That's
that's the
crazy.
power of
Yeah.
marketing. And
Oh
we took
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we took
Uh,
it from boxing, and now we created a new company, Legends Media, and so we're working with promotion companies to grow their brands. We're
mhm.
working with fighters to grow their presence, and now it's not how many belts you have; it's how many eyeballs can you get watching you. You know.
Right. I remember a few years back, my son was working. We were doing a lot of music stuff, and we actually
Mhm.
met with the president of Universal Music Latin, and he said they're not even signing artists like that anymore. They're looking for people to sign like YouTube influencers. They're signing YouTube deals, and I was just blown away by that. It's they're really more marketing companies now, music labels.
Yeah.
And I think that's that's where a lot of everything's is kind of headed that way, right? You
Correct.
know, but I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, but
So,
y-
so just think of it this way. When we first started talking about your podcast, I said,
yeah,
well, in the world of boxing, which is just marketing, but at the same time, we were developing this process and this way to market a fighter. And I did have the conversation with like an Oscar De La Hoya, and I said, I'll tell you what, if we build one fighter like a Ryan Garcia into a superstar before he's done anything in boxing, so we market, he's very marketable. So imagine having 10 Ryan Garcias, you know?
right.
So that's where the concept started. And then you and I started talking about coming up on your podcast.
Yeah.
And I thought, how could we utilize the experience and the tools that we have to market? And what's the best way to put that into the world of title, into the world of real estate? As you know, I was in real estate for years, and me and my wife was an agent, I was a loan officer,
Yeah.
and we
Very
were in,
successful. Yeah.
yeah, we were in that world.
Yeah.
And so, in my opinion, I would always go after the top producing agents, and I would notice that they were very good at marketing themselves, right? They would do a
Hmm.
lot of traditional mailers and door knocking and things that I guess you would say a successful agent would do.
Hmm.
Uh, so I thought, how can we utilize the technology to make it easier for these guys to market themselves? Because nowadays, the other day I heard a friend say, we're going to start doing some cold calling this weekend, and we're going to get 1,000 phone numbers, and we're going to really call. And I thought, um, how much better can we impact it if we were able to access all of these people's various social media sites, and then just communicate that way with them, with all your
Hmm.
clients, both present and past, and use that in a technology form by via app program. And so that's what we're working on right now. And it started from our
Yeah.
conversation of what can we talk about on Title Talk with Corey.
Yeah, man.
you know, so
That's
uh,
awesome.
so that's what we're working on right now. A actual tool for agents.
Yeah.
It's called. Well,
You
once
don't
we
have to. You don't have to get that, man.
yeah, once we launch it, you and I'll talk about it. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
something that is a game changer for any real estate agent that wants to really grow their presence and
Right.
market themselves to their clients, both current and past clients.
Right. Now,
And
and
then
you've got a proven track record right there, like with Ryan Garcia right there. You can look at it, just look at that, because that was an amazing thing that you did there, and that you're continuing to do in boxing, and now all these other ventures that you're doing. I mean, it's incredible, you know. Going back into boxing, are you looking at, because I know you manage pros, are you looking after the next generation? Are you looking at amateur fighters right now, signing amateurs, or can you do that? I don't know what the rules are these
yeah,
days.
you can. It's I want to say boxing is a. I always say it's the show business disguised as a sport. You know,
Right.
so
No, it
if
is. Yeah.
if you're marketable, if you're willing to allow yourself to be marketed. A lot of fighters come into the world of boxing thinking like, well, I'm a fighter, I'm a tough guy, I don't need to be doing videos, and I don't need to be out there on social media because I'm going to
Yeah.
prove myself in the ring, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's actually what works against them, because I
Right.
tell them, if nobody knows who you are, it doesn't matter what you do.
You're not gonna
um,
get those fights.
no promoter is going to want
Yeah.
to bring you on board and really spend their money to put you on shows, because it's expensive, and believe
Yeah.
me, I learned the hard way
Yeah.
on leaving an industry, going completely into a whole new industry in the world of boxing. I used to say my bank account was up here, and then my bank account went down here when I almost finished with Ryan. My a good friend would tell me, he goes, I've made a fortune, but I've lost two, you know.
Yeah. No.
Um, and understanding that, but at the same time, I had a great time doing it. I mean, we
Yeah.
traveled the world,
Right.
We went every continent out there. We've been there. Every major boxing event, every major promoter, we've been involved with. So
Yeah.
it's been a very fun ride. And now it's time to turn that experience into a profitable process, in the world of boxing. But understanding the technology
Right.
and understanding where I came from, which was in real estate and investments, uh, I want to be one of the first to put out a program and a process that, as a real estate agent, if you don't use top agent AI, you're not gonna have that extra curve or advantage.
Right. Right. Well, that's awesome. How far away are we from getting that? You know, I
Well,
know it's a lot of work.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
just, the inception
But
of the company has just happened. So we're in the process right now of actually writing the code and the process for how to integrate some of these technologies, so that you'll be able to use all the platforms, and the program will interact with your clients, your database, your
yeah.
list of contacts. And so we're going to do some I want to say some test cases. So I'll
Yeah.
definitely look for some agents that are willing to allow us to test out our program and
Use me, man.
our yeah, and then
Yeah.
see how quickly, how aggressively, and how efficiently we can turn that agent into a marketing
Right.
guru for
Right.
themselves and their brand. Because that's the one thing that I
Right.
did realize in real estate. It's the agent that sells the house, not necessarily the Century 21s or the big companies,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
So the agents represent themselves.
Yeah. Right. Right. And and it's all about branding and growing that brand. I mean,
Right.
of course, you got to be a good agent too, but it's just like you know Ryan was a good boxer and he had the fundamentals all
Right.
was there. The whole package was there. You still got to have that talent,
Correct.
right? But when you
Yeah.
got both, you know, there's no
Yeah.
stopping you. There's no stopping
Yeah.
that train,
And
right?
that's why I've been selective. I'm going back to your question, which was, how do we select, who do we get behind? And it's, I
Right,
have now almost like a checklist. Like they have to meet all of these benchmarks in
right,
order for me to work with them, because of the fact that, you know, when I invest my time with someone, I'm giving them my life, you know, and
exactly.
that's time that I take away from my family and the things that I enjoy. So the fighter has to be committed to the process.
Right, right.
And so that's why we're very selective. We're now about to take on our first female fighter. So
Oh
she's
wow,
awesome, and we're looking forward to that. But
awesome.
again, yeah, using technology. I really like this where we're going with on the real estate side also, because as
Mhm.
you know, we have so many friends in the world of real estate.
Right, yeah. You're known, all over LA and Orange County. A lot of people have been following you, man, following your story, and it's you're definitely one of the more interesting people that I know, and so I wanted I'm glad you jumped on here with me to share that story, man. It's encouraging, man. It's encouraging, for anybody out there, especially in Latin, you know, uh,
Yeah.
to hear your story. And like you said, you you have ups and downs, but I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next, man. There's a lot going on, man. It's
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah,
Yeah. We're definitely excited. I'm looking forward to working with you moving forward on
yeah,
new technology that we're
yes,
incorporating.
sir.
Yeah.
I'm there, man. However you need, and
Really focus.
I
Yeah.
got your
Focus
back,
on
brother.
some things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any upcoming fights?
I do have a fight that I'm working on that's pretty cool that will happen next year in March.
Wow.
But right now I'm at the building stage with my first, young fighter. So I believe we're going to be looking at January, having a return fight for him.
Okay.
And then I have, I think, my first female fighter that I'm about to, lock up and work with, which she's awesome. She's amazing. But again, I'm very selective.
Right.
I really want to focus on this program that we're building that will actually help better market any fighter. So it doesn't have to be my fighter. And that's the one thing also that I picked up, which is it's very rare to find one particular fighter that can transcend into the different genres of, marketability and business.
Yeah.
So instead of looking for that one, I'm going to take the ones that are already out there and then just really help them market themselves better.
Right. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Uh, to start, like I said, have somebody that's got the fundamentals there, everything there, and then you just expand
Right.
on that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So we're we're excited to see what you do next, especially with the real estate stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna, I'm gonna be here. You need advice on anything, any kind of consultation from title, real
Yeah.
estate. I got you. You got a lot of people, but hey,
I'm going to need a few agents to do some test casing on.
yeah,
So I'm going to try the process. Our program is going to be unique in nature,
right,
specifically curated for real estate, agents that want to level up their marketability for themselves and want to give that exceptional service that you'd just be surprised with the capabilities of what AI can do.
yeah,
It can actually come across as if you're sitting here and you're replying back to all of your agents and you're sending messages to your potential or past clients and saying, hey, because I know a lot as an agent, you get a lot of information. So you get their date of birth. So, hey, this is Corey. I just want to remind you, thinking about you on your birthday. If you have any title needs, give me a call. So things like that, people really feel like you're personalized in the service, right?
right,
And they want to come back to you.
yeah.
So using
Uh,
AI, we're doing that. We're going to do that for everybody in the real estate world.
that's awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
What's so it's to follow you. You have a website now, or you just
I
how can people
definitely,
follow you?
yeah,
Check out
you
what's
can
going on.
my social media. I'm, it's funny is I'm not as active as I should be, but I still have
Yeah.
a, decent following. It's Legends and Boxing, Legends with the Z, Legends at Boxing.
Okay.
So that's my Instagram handle pretty much all the way across the board. My website is legendstv.com. So that's another project that we're working on.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty fun to, try something new and then develop it from scratch and see where it goes.
It's exciting, man. It really
Yeah.
is. So I got let me see here. I was trying to pull up any it, are you because I know there's MMA has become so huge now.
Yeah.
Are you guys have you guys jumped into that arena at all?
Uh,
Or are you strictly sticking
yes.
boxing?
The thing about MMA is that it's very popular, obviously,
Yeah.
but you look at the conversion as a business, like let's say you're a manager as a business, the turnaround for MMA fighters is average between 2 to 3 years because it's so easy to get hurt as an MMA fighter because there's so many different
Right.
ways, choked out, you get an arm bar, a leg lock.
Right.
So a professional fighter's career on average is 5 years versus an
Oh,
MMA fighter is 2 to 3 years, you know.
oh,
So
interesting.
when you're getting behind an MMA fighter, it's very
It's
hard to
more
do.
risk. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we looked at the fact of again, how do we create a buzz? And there was a trend that was out a few years back called slap fighting. I don't know if you heard of it.
No. No.
So
Okay.
so go to like
Yeah.
powerslap.com, which is owned by Dana White.
Uh-huh.
So we started a company that was called Chin Check. Okay. It's funny.
Yeah.
And what people were, this next generation is very on demand and instant gratification viewers. So slap fighting was allowing people to get in front of each other, slap each other across the face, and then they knock each other out within a few seconds,
Yeah.
which is kind of nuts for us in the world of boxing.
Yeah.
But what I was noticing
People like
again,
it.
well,
Or
the trend now is all data driven, right? So it's all results, it's all impression counts. So the impression and the data that was coming back from that was through the roof. So when a guy like Dana White, who picked up on that, and we started showing him by one of the fighters that we got behind in the beginning, he was called the Crazy Hawaiian, who is, as of a few weeks ago, the world heavyweight slap fighting champion under Dana White, because
Okay.
the impression count was 5 times higher than anything he was doing in UFC. And this
Wow.
is the UFC. So they
Yeah.
created this company called Power Slap. They got such incredible data on the results of these fights that they were able to bring in companies like Bud Light for $100 million.
Wow.
So it changed the game
Yeah.
for that particular sport because of the impression count and because of the audience that they had and that instant gratification. People would click on that and just watch that over and over and over. And whether
Yeah.
it was funny, whether they thought it was entertainment, but again, it goes back to this new era of instant gratification.
Right.
Whether it's, I want to go and watch the news for half an hour, I want to just click through my phone and see everything in 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Yeah.
So that's what we're tapping into. We're tapping into
Yeah.
data driven, curated, raw data, and using
Yeah.
that. And I
Yeah.
can tell you what's trending, what's not trending, what people are watching, and going back to your world, which is a world of
Yeah.
title and real estate. I can tell you
Yeah.
which real estate agents have a following, and the success of those agents a lot of the time is based on the reviews that they get, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you get referral business, right? I always
Right.
used to say a strong agent is one that doesn't have to market because it's all referral based.
Mhm.
So just imagine you're just getting nothing but positive feedback on your social media and referrals, and that's how you trend, you know. And
Yeah.
before you know it, an
Is that
agent's going to be able to handle the amount of volume that they will get.
Yeah, because once you get a certain amount of traffic and activity,
Hmm.
Google, whoever they bump you up, right? And
Correct.
that just keeps it going. Just goes viral from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's a real science.
It's just
Yeah,
marketability, you
yeah,
know, and
right,
it's
right,
creative marketing. And now we're
right.
just using AI.
Wow, that's awesome, man. It's exciting. It is exciting. Scary and exciting. Uh, but I want to jump into that, man. So yeah, keep me in the loop. Definitely, we'll do it again. And as you develop and get that platform up and out. I want to be
Yeah.
with you, man. I want to be
Yeah.
on the forefront there with you, man.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
So keep me in the loop with that. And we'll have to get together soon, man. And
Yeah.
and grab some lunch and talk shop.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So also don't forget to join us if you can join us on the 2nd. Yeah, I got a cocktail party.
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I got to
That's
check
right.
with my wife
Yeah,
and see
check
what we're doing.
check with
I
the boss.
usually, yeah, I usually
Yeah,
come home and I'm like, hey, what are we doing today? Or what are we
yeah.
doing on the weekend? So yeah, I
Right,
got you.
right. No, I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. Anything else that you want to share out there, man? Like what I know you're on the cusp of launching this, and
Yeah.
anything else that you want to share?
Well, I like I said, I really want to use a couple of your agents or agents that you're familiar with for test
Yeah,
casing.
yeah,
And it's just a way for them to use technology to market themselves better on social media. And at the same time, there was, I don't remember what training I went to. I think it was that guy, very famous, Fury or Ferry.
Oh, very, yeah, uh-huh, yeah,
So he would
Mike Perry.
always say, you got to follow up with your, with your leads, right?
Right,
And
right.
even if it meant having to bring on an assistant. So we're creating an AI assistant for agents that would make it that much easier to follow up using AI, which is a very unique tool because AI learns from every interaction.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That is
it's cool.
nuts, man. I just saw that the other day. It was just like Alexa or something, and I was
Mhm.
asking it to do something. I can't remember what it was, but it was like it told me, I was trying to dim the lights or something, and I wanted it to get cooler. So then it said, I just learned that cool means the meaning of cool being natural lighting. I said,
Correct.
because I was saying it over
You.
and over, and it learned it, and then now when I say I want cool, it goes more natural or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was tripping out on that, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, the more
so
you interact with it, the more it understands. Your version of cool
starts,
can be 73 degrees with the lights dim. My version of cool could be, 80 degrees with the lights fully bright. So
right.
that's the
Oh,
beauty of AI
that is
and
nuts.
curated
Yeah.
experiences.
And that's
Yeah.
what makes it more, like you said, it learns who you are, almost your character, and then
Right.
when it markets, it feels like it's an extension of you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like an
that's kind of
example
the theory
is,
behind that, right?
yeah, like an example is there was a big push a few years back, well, not really a year back, for they were called bots. So a bot is an
Mm.
automated program that has a list of keywords that are already designated to use. So,
Yeah.
for example, if you would say, "Hey, thank you for coming down," the bot would respond, "Oh, you're welcome. See you next time." So they were very dry and very, I want to say,
Robotic. Yeah.
noticeable, yeah,
Yeah.
responses. Versus AI, if you tell it, "I want you to use slang, and I want you to use the slang that I'm using," so you
Right.
start talking to it, and it
Right.
recognizes words like this is a cool word that I want to use, cool, or this is awesome, or this is okay. And the way the AI learns is, it'll ask you, "Is it cool if I use this word, or am I okay with this?" And it'll from now on start responding that way. And if you say, "No, I don't like the way you're sounding too robotic," and it'll say, "Okay, my bad," and then it'll start using, you know.
Yeah.
So it's super cool.
No, that is, man. I mean, it really is. It's artificial intelligence, and
Mhm.
but I guess I never really picked up on the fact that it's like personalizing. Its development, its growth is it's kind of like I said, kind of an extension of yourself, really. So it's learning how you speak, how you converse, and you have and build relationships. So I can see this really being big. I need that personally. I need that. I was telling Liz the other day. I just need an assistant to help me set up appointments. Like I'm just too damn busy, man. I'm producing records, music. I'm doing all this other shit and jazz musician. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but also real estate and title. It's just like, I need an assistant. I
yeah.
need somebody to be there to help me set up appointments. Just tell me, okay, you got to go here today. That's
Right.
what I need in my life, so I can imagine how useful that's going to be for a real estate agent, for anybody, really. I mean, you're going to probably use this in lending and all, any kind of business, really.
Yeah,
It's all about marketing. We're always about
yeah.
trying to market ourselves
And that's
wherever
kind
you're
of what
in.
you and I were talking about the other day when we
Yeah.
said AI in marketing. We're calling it the new dawn of AI in marketing. Just like we refer
That's what
to,
you,
what was it,
when you
2000?
said dawn, that's what you meant by dawn, like as in the
Yeah,
day type. Oh, I thought you meant Don as in like Don Corleone.
it was. It all started back with the
That's
movie
hilarious, man.
2001, where
Right. Hell.
the computer Hal
Yeah.
recognized that he was going to have to crash into the planet, or something like that, in order for
Right.
him to
Yeah.
save the people that were on there. And then he's changed his mind. He's like, "Wait a minute," and that's,
Yep.
when AI took took it upon itself to decide that it did not want to cooperate. And
Right.
that's artificial. That's 2001. That movie was
That's
made,
crazy, man. Isn't that nuts? That's
yeah,
all coming to reality now.
reality. Yeah,
Yeah, we just got to keep hell in check, man.
we got
That's
to
the only
keep
thing, man.
figure
We
out
got to
where the
keep them,
unplug button is and just unplug them.
and don't give it access to the plug.
Yeah, yeah. But no,
That's
it's
hilarious,
definitely
man.
cool. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely cool. So
Yeah.
utilizing AI in the world of marketing, for
Yeah.
whether it's real estate, whether it's loan, whether it's title, and just business in general, is going to be huge. So right now
Yep.
there's a huge rush for all these technology companies that are jumping on board to try to create like the first real new program on each. Just think about all the different genres of business.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so you and I started the conversation for top realtors.
Yep.
Any top
Yep.
realtor that wants that follow up, that wants the appointment set, that wants to be in contact constantly with their agents. I mean, with their clients.
Yeah.
You know, there's a service called Constant Contact for emailing, but I get 1,000 emails. I don't even care.
Yeah.
But if you, Corey, message me on my social media on my birthday, say, "Hey, happy birthday," just reminding you, and I'm like, "Oh man, Corey remembered me." Sorry
Yeah,
about
man.
that.
No.
So it's
No,
just
yeah, it's powerful,
it's it.
man. Yeah. It's a personal assistant, man. It's an
Yeah,
extension of you. It's a digital extension of your own self.
correct.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I just love that stuff, man.
Yeah,
And it's crazy that we went from seeing 2001, was it,
yeah,
uh, to today 2024, and we're actually in that reality now. And
yeah,
what's happening next? We're just I think we're just you're seeing so much growth with AI now. It's just I mean our minds can't even keep up with it.
yeah. Because
Uh,
AI has the ability to tap into the web. So just
yeah.
imagine. I think that's why there was a while back. I read a story that 100 of the top, I want to say, network programmers, computer science professors, they all got together and they said, if we don't keep a lid on AI, it
Yeah.
can literally take over. And
Oh yeah.
because it has so much unlimited potential.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I saw
so
that one of the chief officers, former officers for Google, was talking about that.
yeah,
And that's,
so
yeah.
the government has passed some regulation,
Mm.
but it's kind of in such an early stage of the development of AI. Like if you look at ChatGPT when it came out, it was
Mhm.
ChatGPT. Everybody was jumping on board and checking it out, and
Mhm.
then within 2 months, ChatGPT 2.0 came out because it had already learned
Yep.
itself so much and evolved so quickly that within 2 months, Chat 2.0 came out, and now it allowed for digital pictures to be processed. And then you go a couple more months, and then now it dominated that digital picture market, and now it's able to create, write a whole book for you if you want to write a book, if you want to
That's
create
crazy.
a storyline for writing scripts, you
Yeah,
know so there's just it's ridiculous
it
the
is.
abilities that it's going to have.
My mind, see, that just has my mind going. I
Hmm.
mean, there's so much potential in that, but how can you make that work with, you know, there's so many things. I mean, it's limitless how you can make that work with any kind of business, any kind of, you know, there's just going to be tons of stuff popping up,
Yeah,
and you're going to be on the forefront of that, man. That's
we're
awesome.
gonna, we're gonna we're gonna do our best to
Yeah.
be out there,
Yeah.
first in the world of real estate. So
Wow.
that's gonna
Exciting,
be
my
fun.
brother. Oh, it's
It's
going to be fun, man. I want to be a part of it. Keep
yeah,
me in the keep me in there, man.
no, of course,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go for the day, man. I know it's been it's been really exciting, very informative, man, for a lot of these people, the agents. Like I said, I promote out there to the real estate community, but not just real estate. Talk about other subjects, and this is just I can see this crossing many platforms in the future, and I'm excited to be to stand with you, man. However you need me, man, I'm here.
yeah. I
You want to
appreciate you.
use me as a
Thank
as
you,
a
brother.
guinea pig, man.
All right, well, we
So
will. But definitely,
yeah,
like I said,
yeah,
we're gonna jump off and chat offline.
yes,
But
sir.
definitely, it's gonna be a fun ride, and
Mm.
looking forward to it.
Oh man, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Don't forget to try to get over here on the second, man. I would love to see you. If not, let's try to do lunch soon,
Yeah,
and we'll continue this conversation, my brother.
we'll do it. Absolutely, Corey. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for having me on. Say hi to Liz and all the kids.
I will.
Um, and
Likewise,
yeah,
likewise.
yeah, and we'll be talking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All
All
right.
right. It was awesome. It was fun. Thank you again. God bless.
Thank you, Roger. I'll talk to you soon, my brother.
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling good now.